Mr. Schmidt, look what time it is. It is math time.
It's time for math.
Day 4 math. This one looks so much fun. I like it. Sammy bought a bunch of bananas for $2.19 and a bag of grapes for $1.25. How much did he pay altogether? I was going to solve it right away, but that's not what they want. They want us to estimate. Well, if I'm going to estimate those, I'm not going to do it inside the little box here. I think I'm going to do it right down here below. Do you think that's okay, Mr. Schmidt?
Yeah, there's not much room in that.
Yeah, I'm going to do it here. So first I'm going to start with the bananas. And so I'm going to say B for bananas. And I'm going to say $2.19. And then I'm going to say grapes. And then I'm going to say $1.25. Okay, so those are the actual prices. But they want us to estimate. Now, when we estimate, we want to find friendly numbers here. So $2.19. So I'm going to say that is about $2. Okay, like that a lot. Okay. And then this one here, well, yeah, it's definitely closer to $1 than $2. But you know what? That's quite a bit of change there. And if I add this change plus this change, that's kind of a hunk there. So I think I would feel better if I said $1, kept the whole dollar, but I put these together and I said maybe 50 cents. What do you think, Mr. Schmidt?
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I'm thinking it might be a good idea. And so if I add that together and I have my decimals lined up, I'm thinking that's about $3.50. Now, here's, oh yes, closer to 2. This is closer to 1, but $3.
And if we had rounded to the tens place, we would get that same answer, $3.50. $2.20 plus $1.30.
That's a good idea. So that is another method that Mr. Schmidt has. He says, well, if we look at this $2 and then we said 19 cents, well, let's go ahead and make that $2.20. And this is $1.25. Let's make it $1.30. I like that.
Then we have the same estimate.
Yeah, we both had the same
and
way.
it's hard sometimes when they say to estimate, but you don't know what place they want you to estimate to.
Yeah. So we both have different ways of doing it. So that's okay. We both come up with the same thing. So depending on who you are, I like Mr. Schmidt's way. I really do.
Now, they say to also write the solution.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking they actually want us to solve it to the exact amount and see if it matches or if it's around what our estimate is.
Yeah, definitely. Because, hey, that's always checking our work, right? So let's go ahead and do the actual problem and see.
Hey, and if you guys are working on this right now, pause the video and see if you get the same answer that we do when you unpause it.
That's right. Let's go ahead and see what we come up with when we add these two together. 9 plus 5, I think that's 14. Yeah. Carry the 1 into the 10 spot. And then, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then if I add 2 wholes plus 1 more, that's going to be 3. So I have $3.44. Is that close to $3.50, Mr. Schmidt?
It's only 6 cents apart, so I'd say that's very close.
I think that we have a star there. That one was awesome. Very good.
I hope you guys got the same answer when you pause the video.
Yes. All right. So now let's go on down to the second half of that. It says Sammy paid with a $10 bill. How much change did he get? So again, we're going to estimate first. So $10 is $10 is $10. We can't do any better than that. Okay? But we said that he had about $3.50. It was about $3.50 when we estimated the two numbers. So what we're going to do is we're going to say he had $10 and he paid about $3.50. So let's see about how much change he would end up with. Okay?
Hey, and you guys, again, pause the video and work it out before you try to see what the answer is. No cheating.
Oh, Mr. Schmidt,
no cheating.
Look at all those zeros. Oh, my goodness.
Exactly.
Shoot,
That's why
shoot.
I want them to pause it so they can try it.
Oh, that made that a 10. But you know what I said? Every time somebody finds out I have $1, they want a piece of it. Okay, so I've got to make that a 9 now and give this a 10. And then, oh, shoot, that one wants some too. Cross it off, make that a 9, and make this one a 10. Okay, so, 10 minus, it's still 0. Okay. Did we need to do all of that?
No.
I don't think so. We need to get rid of that. That's a bad news situation. See what happens when you just keep going and then you say, I didn't even pay attention to what I was doing.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Start on the right side and then see if you need to regroup.
Boy, I just kept on going, Mr. Schmidt. All right, so let's take a look. Well, first of all, I don't need to do anything there, so I'm going to go ahead and put that one down. But when I come here, I do have a problem, so I do need to regroup. So I'm going to cross that off. And then I'm going to make this one a 10. And then I need to borrow again, so I need to cross that 10 off, make that a 9, and make this one a 10. All right, so now 10 minus 5 is still going to be 5. I'm going to bring my decimal straight down because that's where it should be, right? And then I have 9 minus 3. Well, 9 minus 3 is going to be what? 650, right? And then I crossed that off, so I ended up with $6.50.
And let's just put our dollar sign just to be neat.
Absolutely. Okay, so that was our estimation. Okay, but we still need to do the actual solution. So we came up here, and remember our total was $3.44. So again, we're going to take our $10, and we're going to subtract $3.44. All right. So, again, I got to go all the way.
And you guys, don't cheat. Pause it and work it out, and then see if you get the right answer.
Boy, is he a toughie. All right. So, we got to borrow all the way across this time, Mr. Schmidt. Okay, so I'm going to make that a 10. Ooh, but I got to borrow again, so I need to make that a 9 and make this one a 10. Shoot! Everybody wants a hunk of the pie. All right. Okay, so 10 minus 4 is 6. And then 9 minus 4 is 5. My decimal's going to come straight down, stay right there where it belongs. And then 9 minus 3 is 6. So I have $6.56. Is that close, Mr. Schmidt?
Well, you know what? It's awesome because it's 6 cents off, just the way our previous answer was 6 cents off. So I think we did a good job.
We did an awesome job. A star again. Happy doodles. All right. Thank you. Let's move on to our next piece of math. Oh my goodness, Mr. Schmidt. I love these.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
All right, so do you want to do the first one, or do you want to do one of them for him?
No, I'm glad you can do this. I'll just help you.
Mr. Schmidt.
Well, I think you can use the highlighter or something to fill in the grid.
I know. I love it. I love it. Which one should we do, the first one or the second one?
Well, I know my class...
I want to do both, but I can't.
Yeah, let's just do we'll do the, I don't know. The easier one or the harder one? Which one do you want to do?
I'm going to do the bottom one.
Okay.
Jeez, these guys are on semi-vacation. I don't want to hurt their feelings. Okay, so I'm going to come up and I'm going to do the highlighter. And it says, let's see, 65 hundredths minus 35 hundredths. So, you remember what I said before, that when we have a full box, it is a whole. So it is one whole, okay? And then if I have a tenth, using this here, it's going to be one long piece, okay? And then if I have 100th, it's just going to be one little box, okay? Kind of ugly there.
Yeah, I know. That might be hard for you to see on the video.
Yeah, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. All right, so let's see. Let's get rid of it. All right, let's get rid of that, and let's redo it. I thought it would work out okay with the highlighter, but not really. Okay, so
especially with the yellow one.
All right.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm not
All right,
complaining.
so 1 whole. So I'm going to say 1 whole is the entire box, okay? So we remember that is 1 whole. And then if we want to talk about 1/10, that is just one long line, okay? And then 100 is just the teeniest, tiniest little
Yeah,
ones.
and
Okay?
in first grade we would always call the square, the big square, flat, and then the little tenths are rods, and then the little hundredths are units.
Awesome. I like that. Okay, so, ooh, look at all these colors that we have. I love it, love it, love it. I'm going to go with purple. Why should we use yellow? Okay, so let's do 65 hundredths. Well, I have 6 tens and 5 hundredths. So I'm going to do 6 tens right here. I'm going to go 1. Ooh, can I do that? Okay, let's see if it's going to work. It's not working, Mr. Schmidt.
Let me try. Let me try, people. You know how your teacher is with technology.
Oh,
Okay.
stop
Let
it.
me
You
see.
know I
Let me
am.
see. Okay. So you have it selected, and let's just try to tap out. There we go. Yeah, you just had to. Oh, I'm okay. I got to give the pin back to her. I'm going
That's
crooked.
right. See, he doesn't know what he's doing.
I got it to work.
Okay, yeah. I was helping him. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to color in all of them. Okay. You know me. You know how we do things. Yeah. So let's color in all of those. Yeah, we're not. This isn't art class, is it, guys? Shoot. Urias is our sweet artist. This is not art time. Okay, so we have 60, and then we have 5 hundredths. So remember, a hundredth is one little blocks. So I'm going to say I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Okay, so I have 65 now. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I like it. So now let's go up and get a different color, and we're gonna get a dark color. So we're gonna get black. Okay, so Mr. Schmidt, how many do we need to take away?
We need to take away 3,500.
Shoot. Well, I can see. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with that hundredth right there,
Yeah,
that 5.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say, how many did I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, so I can just take out these ones, and I'm just going to go just like this. I'm going to go just like this. So that one's all gone, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got rid of this one, and then we have 30. So we have 3 tens. Tenths. Is that right? So 1, 2, 3. So we're going to take out those 3 tenths. Okay, so we're going to get rid of those. Okay. Getting a little crazy with this pen. Oh my goodness, it's a disaster.
Alexandra and Amelia in my class, I know you're going to say, oh my goodness, this is awful art.
Oh!
Well, they're my art girls.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Schmidt.
Oh,
well,
and Lamise. Lamise is a very good art
yeah.
girl, too.
Yeah, I have some awesome little art people. So, how many do I have left, Mr. Schmidt?
Well, it looks like you have 3 rods left.
Yeah.
Or 30 units left. So you either have 30 hundredths, or you can simplify that and just say 3 tenths left. Both answers would be right.
I have 3 tenths. Let's check our work over here. So I'm going to go up and get a real pin here because Mr. Schmidt said I was making a big old mess before. So let's just check it. He doesn't know how we operate, does he? Boy, we're a disaster zone. Okay, so let's check and see if we end up with 3 tenths. If I have 5 hundredths minus 5 hundredths, how many hundredths do I have? Ooh, I better put my subtraction sign there. I have 0. If I have 6 tenths minus 3 tenths, I have 3 tenths. And then I'm going to keep my decimal right there. Mr. Schmidt, I have a question for you. Is that and that the same?
They are exactly the same.
They are, because you remember we can put zeros forever if we want to. What we're looking at is right here. All right, and they are 3/10 and 3/10. Very good. All right, so you need to do the first one on your own. 3/10 minus 2/10. I bet you can do it. All right, let's move on to our next piece. Mr. Schmidt, I'm going to let you have this part.
Okay. Well, it starts out, it looks like they're just giving us an example, right? So we would just read what it says on the example. Homework helper, lesson 9. Marcy measured the lengths of 2 insects. The first insect was 2 4300 centimeters long. The second insect was 1 500 centimeters long. What is the difference between the lengths of the 2 insects? Okay, so they want to know the difference, and you guys know, we talked about it yesterday, and we have actually talked about it for years. A difference means you're going to have to subtract, and they've already given it to us right there. These example pages always do that, right? We have, they said subtract 1 500. They give you a model here, and they say cross out one whole grid, which is this 1. That's one whole grid, and 500s, and so they have the 500s x'd out there on the third grid. Count the remaining shaded squares. There is 1. There are 3/10. There are 800. So they're just telling us the answer. 1 3800. The difference in the lengths of the 2 insects is 1 3800 centimeters. Check. Use addition to check your answer, which they did. They added up 1 500 plus our answer here, which was supposed to be the difference. 1 3800, and that totaled 2 4300. And let's check, is that what we started with? Yes, we did, right there. So we didn't even have to do that. They did it for us. Okay, Mrs. Schmidt, you want to start?
Awesome. Okay, guys. So here we are again. Woohoo! I love it. I love this stuff. I love it when we get to do work with grids. I know a couple of people don't care for it, but we're going to do it anyway.
Mrs. Schmidt?
Yes.
I'm going to say right now, let's enlarge it so that we can get into those grids easier. Right?
Okay.
On the video.
I think that'll look awesome.
Whoa.
Oh.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. So I think that what we should do is I think we ought to do one that's the most difficult. Which one do you think is going to be the most difficult, Mr. Schmidt?
I enlarged it again, guys.
Woo.
I want you guys to be able to see this on the video, so we enlarged it again.
Scare me.
But we're good. Okay, which
All
one?
right.
Which one do you think we should do?
Well, I don't want to take all the fun away from them.
Yeah. Let's do this easy one here.
Okay, I can do
number
that
4.
one. I can do that one. Okay. All right. So what we have here is we have 9/10. So I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to get myself a light color pen. So let's see what I got. I'm going to go with this pretty blue. Okay. So I'm going to say I have 9/10. Okay. So that means I have 1, 2, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10. Nobody make fun of my lines. 8/10, and 9/10. Okay, did I do it right, Mr. Schmidt?
Let me check. Okay.
Oh, he's always checking my business.
Let me check if it's right. Okay. Let go of your pen.
Oh, okay. I'm letting go.
Okay, so let me see. 9 tenths. Let's see. Yeah, that looks right to me.
Okay. All right, so he says I have 9/10, but it says I have to get rid of 3/10, so I'm going to subtract 3/10. So I want to go up, and I want to get a different color pen so I can cover it up, okay? So I'm going to cover up 3/10, so I'm going to go back over it. So I'm going to go back over that one. I'm going to get rid of 3/10.
And
All
if,
right.
and if you guys want to do X's like they did in the model on the example page, that's fine. You can do it either way.
Any way you want, guys. All right, so how much is left over, Mr. Schmidt? Count with me. One, two, three, four, five, six. Six
tenths.
what? Six
6
tenths.
tenths.
So we're going to go ahead and put that there. 6 tenths. Awesome. All right, guys.
Let's add one more thing. Since they have leading
I
zeros.
know they do. I
Yeah.
do. I tell my kids that's optional,
Yeah.
but it's always a good idea to have it the way that they show
Exactly.
it. So let's go ahead and do that. Make it. Hey, we didn't miss something.
Right.
It's there. It's there. All right. Do you think they could do the rest, Mr. Schmidt?
I hope so. Come on.
Yeah.
They're in 5th grade. They should
All
be able
right.
to do this.
We're not going to do it for you, but I want you to take a peek over here. This says 3 and 9400. So you know you're going to color in 3 whole boxes. 3, because that's 3 holes, correct? Okay.
And then 94 of the little boxes
and
in the other
94
one.
of those. And then you're going to subtract out 4 tenths. So
Yeah.
I feel confident that everybody in Bakersfield City can do that. All right. So now let's go to the last little piece of math for day 4. They have our 4 square problem. All right. So we have 3 and 1/10 minus 2 and 4/10. So I was thinking that we've done a lot for these guys so far with this. So I was just thinking we should probably talk about a strategy. Because strategies seem to be the ones that seem to be the biggest stress for most people.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mr. Schmidt? How should we address this one?
Well, I think one strategy that they could use is the one that's in the math lesson itself, which is drawing the models. But you said
Okay.
some kids in your class don't like to do models.
Oh, I know, but you know what we like to say? Let's do it anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's always better to have a couple of strategies.
And I always like to do it one way and check it a different way.
Yeah, so let's do it. Let's go up here. And we're going to draw ourselves 3 boxes. So that's for the 3 holes. And then I have this one over here, right?
Yeah.
So I actually, how many boxes did I need, guys? That's right. I needed 4 boxes. 1, 2, 3 for the 3 holes. So we have that. And
can I do something on this one?
sure.
Okay. Let me do something on this one, because since we don't have the 100 little pieces inside, I would do this the way we did when I was a 1st grade teacher. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with that. That was good. But we could just draw the 3 boxes, right? I'm kind of drawing rectangles. I apologize. 2, 3 holes. And then I would draw a rod over here for the 1/10. That's the 1/10. And then I know I have to subtract 2 holes and 4/10.
Okay.
So I know I'm going to get rid of 2 holes. Now I need to subtract 4/10. So what do I need to do with this one, guys? How many tenths would this turn into? It would turn into 10, right? So let me get rid of this because I'm already subtracting visually. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we have this one here, right? That one's still there. So we have 10 rods, which would, if we snapped them together, it would make one of these flats, right? That's 1 hole. This is all tenths. 10 tenths equals 1 hole. And then we have to also have this one. So we have 11 tenths right now, but we have to get rid, we already got rid of the 2 holes. Now we have to get rid of 4/10. So we would just cross them out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I would see how many tenths do I have left. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So doing it this way, I say I would have 7 tenths left. Now, Mrs. Schmidt, would you try a different strategy?
Well, Mr. Schmidt, I don't know. That seems like a pretty smart way of doing it. All right, so I'm thinking a different strategy that I might use would be to say 3, oh, shoot, shucks, and holy moly. And so I want to come down here and I want to say 3 and 1/10. But you know what I want to do first? I want to go and I think I want to make boxes. Okay? I want to make it clear as to what I have here. So let's make this super clear. So these are ones and these are tenths. Okay? And so I have 3 and 1/10. Let's make sure that we can see that. That's a 1/10. So 3 and 1/10. And I'm going to subtract 2 and 4/10. Okay, so I'm going to box that too. Okay. And so I'm boxing in that decimal too. So I have 3 and 1/10 minus 2 and 4/10. And boy, is that crooked. But let's go ahead and take a look. Ooh, I can't subtract 4/10 from 1/10. So I need to go all the way over and borrow from the ones. When I borrow from the ones, I'm taking a whole 10 away from there. So I'm going to make that 2. So I'm taking 10/10 out of there. So I'm going to leave that with 2, and I'm going to add 10/10 to it. Okay, so if I add 10/10 to it, so that's going to make it how many tenths? 10/10 plus 1/10 is going to be 11/10, correct? 11/10 minus 4/10, because we know there's actually no 11/10, but when we have to regroup, so we're going to say 11/10 minus 4/10 is going to be 7/10. I'm moving down my decimal, and so 2 minus 2 wholes is still, there's nothing there. So my answer is going to be 7/10. What do you think, Mr. Schmidt?
It looks beautiful.
Came out pretty close. Now just remember that when we regroup, we really don't have 11/10, but we had to borrow from the 1.
Right.
And when we borrow from the 1 whole, we've borrowed 10/10. So that is how it ended up being this 11. Okay?
But remember, if you wrote that number, just
Yeah.
3.11, 3 decimal point 11, that would be 3
Yeah.
and 11 hundredths.
Yeah.
So that's not what we're saying.
Yeah, this is 3 and 3 ones, 1/10, 1/11.
Yeah.
That's not what we're talking about.
So cross that out.
Yes, we're not
Yeah.
doing that. We
Yeah.
are regrouping to add more to our tenths column so we can subtract.
Yeah, and if we were using the rods, that's what I did with the rods at the top.
Yeah. So 2 different methods. If you want to use the rods, which is an awesome way of doing it. But this is what we normally do here. We just don't think about what we are actually doing right here. Okay? All right. I think we're done for the day, Mr. Schmidt. How about you?
It sounds good. And guys,
Awesome.
if you like the video, please click that you liked it so that my wife will know that she's not wasting her time and that people appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I will see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow,
Have a great
guys.
afternoon.